Hey! I'm building Windows support for Yolop coding agent, and one of the problematic things with that is lack of sandboxing for Windows. So, like for Mac and for Linux, it's sort of already solved problem, but for Windows, it's still kind of like in research. There are a couple of issues, and like what I'm kind of like working kind of like right now in which direction. There is a project Chimera by Pekka, who which is essentially what it does. It's literally taking binaries, Linux binaries, and when execute, override system calls to the Linux. This thing essentially is Linux oriented, so like it will probably work on Mac at some point. I don't know, like, but it's on Linux. And so I decided, okay, why not to try and not to build something like this on Windows. So like I forked it out and I asked it to build Windows support. And here is a problem. Literally in my setup, I have multiple Linux machines, I have multiple Mac machines, and I have 0 Windows machines. And in many cases, it's not actually a problem. Like Yolop already can compile on Windows. I think we kind of like it even have Windows binaries, and it knows about PowerShell and all Windows stuff. But here, the story is a little bit different. Here we need not just cross compile to Windows. We effectively need to be able to override and to test how it would be overridden system calls of Windows binary. So like effectively it's something that needs to be implemented on Windows. Yeah, but here I'm using cloud agent, so like it's still Anthropic running Linux container somewhere on GCP or whatever they run, and so here is the solution. Like Daytona, they provide Windows sandboxes, and Daytona have all APIs and all stuff that your agent might need to do to start this sandboxes. And so this is the thing that enabled everything. Let's use Daytona Windows sandboxes to check these things. Token in Doppler. So like I created account on Daytona, I created token, I put it in Doppler, and effectively that's it. I don't have any additional skills. I don't have any additional information on what APIs to use, MCP or whatever. It's just it. And yes, it was able to do all of that. It was able to create sandbox. It was able to put all code base there. It was able to set up the development environment, and it was able to control this sandbox to do the things that I needed. So like effectively at some point proven by 25 tests on real Windows, blah blah blah. It was able to run somewhere in the history. So all good. It was kind of like it right now. It feels like I'm unblocked. It means that I don't need specifically Windows machine for that. It would be really fine. Just to use it in this approach where I just give agent ability to use Windows Sandbox, and somehow by default it also doing like smart things. Like for example, it's not recreating sandboxes every time. It's created sandbox, and then it's not deleting sandbox, but stopping sandbox, because it spent some time on setup, and so like right now it's sort of persisted persisted sandbox per this session. Probably it would be possible to set up it even more persistent, or create snapshots or stuff like that. But even now, it just works. And okay, so yeah, it unblocks my ability to do things from mobile phone via cloud agents. And so there are my takeaways. First of all, it just works. So like cloud agent, it was able to figure out all good stuff like that. Second, Daytona supports this use case very well. Actually, there was a problem because last Saturday I was trying to do the same on different project for accessibility, and they had some problem with Fleet or something. But anyway, they were able to solve it super fast, and right now it works. And third takeaway is that this again proves like this idea that your agent is not exactly need to run in sandbox. I mean, like it need to run in sandbox as a runtime, but it don't necessarily need to run in specifically development sandbox. It actually can control sandbox. And why I think this is important, because like unlike when agent runs inside sandbox, agent which controls sandboxes, it can, for example, set up dozen different Windows sandboxes, or it can create different sized sandboxes. So like the Kotlin sandboxes where actual compiling and stuff like that is working from agent runtime. I think it's very powerful, and here it's it's another proof that this system works, and the like ideas that I'm working around in Everruns, where it uses sandboxes to do stuff. It kind of like pays off. Okay, that's it from my side. Yeah, that's it from my side. Let me know if you have any questions. Okay, see you.